All right, 5-9 gamers, welcome back to the Ultra Space Time Podcast, episode 73. Hakai! And as always, before we go on, Twitch Prime is not a crime. So if you have that free Prime sub, you want to support the channel, you can do that free of cost by just dropping it in here. If you're over on YouTube, make sure to follow us over on Twitch to be live in on the action. And also drop a subscription if you want to, leave a like, helps us out. Today, we are joined by Mr. Legends Weekend himself, the Ironcane. How are you doing?
I'm good, guys. Happy Legends Weekend, of course. Happy to be here. Talk some Legends.
There we go. And next to him, you can see my co-lead, Azdeek. It's good, man. How long did you sleep today?
Hey, only for like 4 hours, man, but I'm ready.
There we go. We are also joined by somebody who should rejoice with all the Battle Hour announcements, Swift.
Yes,
What's up,
sir. God keep getting some love. What's up, fam?
And of course, it couldn't be complete without a super core. And today we've got our man Brad in here. What's up, dude?
Why was Ironcane first, bro?
Because he was next to me on the layout.
All right, well that's fair then. All right, fine.
See, this way it's not biased. And today's topics, we're going to talk about, obviously, the Zenkais we got on Wednesday. We're going to talk about the new banner we got with the user's choice. We're going to talk about all the stuff that they announced on Battle Hours and talk a little bit about what we do expect on the video and stuff on Tuesday. And with that said, let's start with Zenkai Kale. Swift, how far did you Zenkai her? Did you play her? And how's she doing?
To be honest, I didn't. I think I have her like Zenkai 1. When she got announced, there was like I didn't really get too excited about her. I mean, I guess the one good thing about her is just the fact that girls in Rival Universe do need some love. I think we all can, agree on that. But I just don't think that this was the unit to, be their savior, so to speak. It's a defense. She's a defensive unit. Stats aren't even really that impressive in my opinion. The Zenkai uniques that she got. I mean, she picks up card draw speed, a couple other things, but I just don't think she's that impressive. I haven't really seen her in PvP at all, to be honest. Not even one time. So that should definitely tell you something. I don't know. I'm not really the expert on girls. I do like the Rival Universe team, but I've never really ran girls. I know Azdeek probably
I like that
has
statement.
more to say.
I'm not
here,
the expert
but...
on girls. I like that.
Yeah, I'm not the expert on girls, but yeah, maybe Azdeek could cover it a little bit better. What do you think, Azdeek?
He can cover girls.
Yeah. I think it was very unfortunate how they massacred Kale. I was honestly kind of excited for this, right? Especially because I know a lot of the diehard Rival Universe fans are still out there. They're still active in PvP, but it's right now, Rival Universe, you could have a fully maxed out Rival Universe team, everything 14-star, and you could still get clapped, right? One mistake and you're pretty much done right there. Rival Universe definitely needs the help, right? The best units, I would say the best red, even post Kale, Zenkai Kale is still Bergadmo, man. It's still him, which kind of sucks, right? She was just very lackluster of a unit. And then I think Goresh said it best too, where if you're going to be a defensive type in today's meta without endurance, it's kind of like a death sentence, right? If you don't have absurdly broken defenses, it's kind of like a death sentence because she can't really, it doesn't feel like she can live rushes. It doesn't feel like she can just take every hit that's thrown her way. And when it comes to actually dishing out the damage, obviously she's not going to be strong in that aspect either. She just, it just feels like they really held back on her, right? And I don't know if it's because of the fact that she's a Super Saiyan, right? Because I know a lot of these units have been, most of the Super Saiyan units have been a little bit mediocre, right? Due to Bardock just existing, unless you're Ultra Gogeta, of course. But for her, it just feels like they really just I don't like these. I hate when I say units are just DOA, right? Because sometimes you can find use for them, or they'll grow. And there's some units like Gogeta Blue who had value over time, right? But I don't think this unit's going to be doing that. I really don't think, even when Rival Universe starts thriving, starts prospering, I don't think she's going to be the best red on the team. But we're gonna have to wait and see. Maybe I'll eat my words. I'm not too sure. But right now, it's just I've seen enough to the point where it's like I watched like so many showcases on her, to the point where I was just like, oh, I don't even need to Zenkai her immediately. Like I'm just gonna do it slowly but surely.
For sure. And dude, my question is like, obviously you look at the current meta and red is not a favored element factor to be using in the first place. So like, I think individually, she's really not even that impressive. I mean, you look at her defenses, she has like 190k defenses, but like you said, all it takes is one rush and she's dead. So she can have the highest defenses as she wants, but especially in this meta, it's not going to be really hard to take her down with her being a red unit. So yeah, I'm not really too impressed. You know, there might be people that like her, and if you like playing with her, then go for it. But my honest opinion is I'm not really too impressed with this Zenkai.
Yeah, it sucks too because her best ability is still the ability where she breaks 2 cards, right? She had that pre-Zenkai.
Yeah,
that is still
right?
her best ability. Yeah, 2 cards. If they would have just added on to that and made it better, I think she could have been a lot better herself. Like if they, I know a lot of people were, reduce key. Or now a lot of people ask for it to be when she cover changes, she nullifies type disadvantage, just like how the movie Vegeta does, right? That purple one, he's able to do that on cover change. And if she would have done that, I think it would have been a lot better. Just overall.
Like, maybe she comes in and she goes type neutral at least, or even something like that, I think would be a lot better than what she has now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one thing I gotta say though is that I think red is slowly going to start coming back, I feel like, because you can see the meta shift towards LOE right now, and a lot of those LOE setups favor like 2 yellows. So at one point, you know, when you start seeing more and more and more of those LOE teams, and I mean, right now we already see a lot of them, I feel like you are gonna want to bring a red unit just to counter those 2 yellows. Or Goku and Vegeta, obviously, but you know. But still, Kale is not that unit, in my opinion. Like, I saw her.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I mean,
Do you think? Oh, go ahead. You're good.
like, the video title of Goresh's video is like certified L tier garbage. So, you know, I guess that says a lot. And I mean, even Ryuden had to give her like a second try. I think he made like 2 showcases in 2 days and was like, let's try her out again. And he played her with Bardock. So you already know that she's not good if she has to be played with Bardock to be good.
Yeah, dude, exactly. And if you watch that showcase from Ryuden where he shows Kale off with it's with Bardock, Kaba, and then Kale. And Kaba looks so much better too. And it's like, I know they're different roles, of course. I don't even remember what is Kaba like a range type? I can't remember correctly, but
Ranged or
he looked,
support?
Yeah, I think he does give support because he does give support on the green card, but he looked like miles and miles better than Kale did. And, you know, Kale's obviously being the most recent one. Kaba, when did Kaba come out? I'm not even,
like 6 months ago?
Yeah, 6 months ago. Damn, yeah, so, yeah, it was just rough to see.
It's just a double-edged sword, man. It's like the fact that, like, not only is she not that good individually, but her team is also just not in a good spot. And her color is not in a good spot in this specific meta. So, like, I think even in the future, if red becomes more viable, kind of like Palm said, like, we're seeing a lot of LOE teams with really strong yellow units.
Like right now on screen.
But at the same time, you're always taking, you'll always come back to this where you're taking a risk. When you go into PvP, you don't know who you're going to match. So, obviously, that's why it's smart having a full color wheel on your team. But, you know, I think even if we do see a meta where red becomes way, way more valuable, I don't think Kale is even really going to be that special, even in a meta like that. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, I mean,
That's fair.
Again, Azdeek said it right on the rival universe. You probably want to play Bergamo. I mean, also like even just Bergamo's green card has so much utility that he's almost instantly more valuable than Kale with her card destruction. I feel like because you can catch so many people with that green card, and I don't know, in girls, I don't even know who you would play. Probably the free to play Android 21 is better on girls than the Kale.
Yeah, I think so. I really do believe so. And dude, not only that, when you're comparing units like Bergamo and Kale, you also have to look at Z abilities, right? What Z ability is going to be the most beneficial for your team? And Kale's is just so dog water. It is like, because it's like one of those old Z abilities, like those super old ones where it's just she at max stars, she's only buffing 33% to girls or Universe 6 base blast defense. That's it.
Just one stat, yeah.
Yeah, just one stat. So it's looking pretty rough for her overall.
What sealed the deal for me with her is that I remember I was watching Garesh's video and she did like 700,666 damage or something like that. I couldn't even break 1,000,000. I was like, bro,
On what?
that is
On a blue?
on a rush, on a rising rush.
What?
And I was, yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
dude,
bro, that was
and
rough.
everybody's like, "Oh, bro, it's because Gogeta nullifies her damage," and it's like it doesn't matter if she's not hitting 1,000,000 on a rising rush. It doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah, that was like, I'm like, okay, bro, that's
you actually don't need
yikes.
any damage buffs to hit 1,000,000. Like,
Yeah.
And let's be honest, like even before she got the Zenkai, she was never really anything special. She was never like a meta unit. Like they literally would have had to given her so much love in her Zenkai kit if they wanted to make her actually viable. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of it's just because she was kind of trash before the Zenkai. So after the
I mean,
Zenkai,
that's the biggest problem with
remains
Zenkais,
trash.
right? I mean, that's the biggest issue because you have these old school units. Like, think of like Fist Coup. The
Jeez.
amount of things he would need to be
Right,
viable
right.
is ludicrous. Like,
Yeah.
it's not doable. Like, you need a whole new unit at that point.
Yeah, but then
Yeah,
also
I agree.
look at the screen right now. I put on Kale's stats again on dbz.space, and other Zenkai units, they filled out the page and then some, right? Kale's doesn't even fill out the page with the new Zenkai abilities and everything. So it's like she doesn't get that much. Obviously, it could be OP, but it's not. You know, like even if you get just a few things. But do you guys
Right.
still remember when we got Vegeta Blue and he had like 10 paragraphs and that was just one unique? Now look at that.
Yeah, and it always is going to come down to like how much love they want to show a specific unit or a specific Zenkai. But I was just pointing out just the fact Red Kale like 2 months ago was not being used anywhere. So I'm not too surprised that the Zenkai isn't that impressive.
Yep. No,
You
I
know.
do agree.
I mean, you need filler units, right? Like, you got to have fillers. Like,
Yeah,
some of them are just not
100%.
going to be good. That's just how it goes. And that's why it's good now that it's free. Because, like, it's like, okay, well, I may as well get her. It's completely free, whatever.
dude, she could be benched for Bergamo, you know?
There you go, exactly. I mean, honestly, like, low key, like, you're not wrong, though.
Yeah, this or whichever red unit comes out for Rival Universe at one point.
Yeah,
Like-
and I saw somebody in chat say free Zenkais nowadays aren't that strong. That is, I would say, mostly true, but then we have some exceptions here and there that
Super Vegeta.
you know, yeah, and like the yellow Frieza, the full yellow full power Frieza Zenkai, I think he is actually a really good unit.
Purple 21 was
So
pretty good
we
too.
have we have certain Zenkais here and there that are actually decent, but I would agree with that for the most part. Like a lot of these current like free to play Zenkais aren't super impressive, but we do have some exceptions. So
I mean, realistically, so you kind of want that, though. That's what we wanted for years, was you wanted to have these units be good, like, but not better than the new units you're releasing, because that was the biggest problem is that, well, if Zenkais are better than new units, why would I summon? So if the new
Right.
units are better and Zenkais are at least, you know, a little bit below par, it's not a bad place to land. Kale's just very below par.
Yeah, she's below par. Pretty much. Yeah, because like, you know, as what you said is true, but then if they're bad, then it's just a waste of their design time as well, because let's face it, she's not going to see any screen time outside of people who either like the team or they just want to run some gimmicks. So I don't think I'll see her much in PvP. Or TOP for that matter as well. I don't think that she's going to do much there. So she's pretty much just collecting
Which
dust
is,
at this point.
It's a little ironic she's bad in TOP as well.
I mean, I haven't checked her kit. At least she heals herself now twice, but that's a lot of units do that now, and they heal others too. So yeah, not that special, I would say. Alrighty, I would say let's just close that chapter that is Kale, and not write any more pages, and move on to Zenkai Extreme 17, another free-to-play Zenkai Extreme Azdeek. How do you feel about him?
Dude, ironically, this Zenkai 17 is better than Kale. 17 is actually better than Kale, which is kind of
believe
crazy
it.
seeing that he's extreme, right? He's an extreme unit. He actually feels pretty good. I don't know if you guys have used him in PvP, but he honestly feels pretty nice. I've been running him with the free to play 18, the green one, and it's dude, like when you have the support there, like you have everything going for you. His unique abilities, you can get a lot of damage. Honestly, because like, you have the sustained damage cut ability where when you come in on a cover rescue, you're going to be getting 30% to your strike damage. You also, after 30 timer counts elapse, I think you get another 50%. Like, it's just, he starts ramping up fairly easily. And he also has card draw speed, like just right off rip, right? Just entering the battlefield, he gets card draw speed. He's just, he honestly, I don't think he's bad, like, at all. Like, I feel like I mean, obviously he's not going to be like the best unit in the game or anything like that. He's still in EX units, and he's gonna have like those EX stats alongside the Zenkai, but it's just, it was just very surprising to me that when you compare the two units, the Sparking, the Kale Zenkai, and then this guy right here, this guy looks a lot better, right? You put him on the leader slot, that way you can put ease to his awful Z ability, which is only for red. But at the very least, even though it's still bad, you can put him on that leader slot, and he's still buffing two tags, right? The two things, the attack and defense, rather than just one solo. So, have you guys used him in PvP at all? I feel like, I mean, I really like him a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I haven't even. I'll be honest with you. I have not used him at all. But
yeah, Azdeek, I value my RP, bro. I'm not using him in PvP, but he's a solid unit. Like, I wouldn't say he's like PvP viable, but he's definitely not too bad.
The shade.
I did notice that his Zenkai ability like buffs. It's not just extremes, which is nice, because a lot of these extreme Zenkai units, they normally just buff the other extreme units, but he actually buffs red androids as well. So say in a future where androids are viable, which could be far, could be not so far with the movie coming out, but yeah, he could actually buff people like Cell. So
that's crazy. That actually went over my head. I didn't even notice that it's not just restricted to EX androids or or EX reds. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, the ability isn't too crazy. It's just 30% to strike attack and 30% to defense, no more than that. But I mean, that's still something.
Yeah, I think that's actually a big move right there, a big play. That way you don't have to, you can disperse that Zenkai buff across to someone else. I mean, the Z ability is still going to hurt overall, but that's actually pretty nice. I think his best team, truthfully, is you run a green alongside him, right? Well, basically it's just a meta team, right? You have to run a green alongside him and a yellow. For me personally, I do like running that free to play 18 right beside him, because free to play 18 also gives support for allies, and she also gives key. But I do like running both of those units alongside the future Gohan, the Ella future Gohan. That team can be pretty disgusting, because you also have endurance to kind of like watch your back a little bit, right? To cover yourself. Future Gohan just being the best yellow in the game right now. And then, everything kind of like, you get a lot of support going off, right? Because every time your future Gohan is getting hit, you're going to be getting support for your team. You're getting support from the free to play 18. You'll see a ton of damage. You will see a ton of damage from the Zenkai 17. Obviously, it's going to be like inflated damage due to all this support, but it is pretty nice. I also like the main ability a little bit too. It's funny because I used to always hate on this kind of main ability where you just draw a strike card, mainly looking at the Caulifla, right? That purple Zenkai Caulifla. That's what her main ability was. You draw a strike card and you gain ki. This guy basically does the same thing. He gains ki, but he also heals himself, and he can cancel his own attribute downgrades. But it's still just mind-boggling to me that they made this guy like better than Kale. I don't think it's by like so much, but like it's like a drastic margin. But he is better than Kale.
Okay, so I have a quick question, because you just said that Future Gohan is the best yellow in the game. I'm just curious, do you still think that he's better than the Zenkai Full Power Frieza? Just
Zenkai
because the old one, because they both have endurance. They have obviously slightly different kits and roles, but I'm just curious because you said it, and I was like, what about him? I'm not even saying the LF one, but.
Honestly, in my opinion, I'd say they're actually fairly close on, like, if you're talking just like on a level of like, how good they are in this specific meta. They're definitely close because obviously they both have endurance. They both, they're both yellow. I would say they're definitely close. Maybe Future Gohan you could argue is better just because his teams. I think LOE is very, very good, but there's certain setups, like certain future setups, that I think are in the long run actually better than LOE. But then again, LOE is still very good right now. But I would definitely say they're very close, very close.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I think they are very close. I think I do have to give the edge to Gohan though, because I think one of the biggest things that Gohan can do is he can interrupt the combo, right? He can interrupt the combo and get priority. He can get priority off of that too.
That's true.
Well,
That is true. I mean, yeah, at full power, he can probably eat a rush, and he can, also interrupt the combo, but he doesn't easily gain priority just because he steals ki. But yeah, that was just a little tangent. What I like about the 17 though is that he destroys ki and cards when your opponent vanishes. I think that's something you don't see all that much. It's a little unique, so I feel like it's pretty nifty.
Yeah.
I also only noticed that when we... Hello, cat. The cat is brushing against the microphone. I only noticed that when I was playing the battles in PvE, and he was doing that, and all of a sudden I lost cards and ki, and I was like, what the hell? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a nice little bonus on there too, dude.
Yeah, mine is only Zenkai 1 though, so I'm just gonna do the dailies. I don't want to just expend so much of my energy.
Yeah, that
until
is
I need
one
it.
thing. I think I spent 1,100 energy to get him to Zenkai 7. It's a lot.
Yeah,
so I would also suggest just
do the dailies.
I mean, I would recommend people do the missions because you do get 1,000 chrono crystals from completing his missions and getting him to Zenkai 7 and all that.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I like free 1,000 CC. Not like some of those Zenkais where they gave us like 500 CC, but no, it's full 1,000.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Damn, I have to do that actually. I didn't even notice. Okay, I'm gonna be
even
finishing his Zenkai.
Better than Kale's, huh?
Yeah, 100%.
Guys, if you're actually trying to soul boost them, I would say that now is the best time to farm for Zenkai souls and all souls in general, with it being Legends Weekend. So please get on top of that. Thank you.
I agree with everything but Zenkai souls because you don't actually get more on the weekend, do you?
Oh yeah, that's true. All right. Well, souls, Palm. Okay, the regular.
Palms, everything is better on Legends Weekend. Like, how do you not know this by now?
And especially if you have it on Legends Weekend with bacon.
Yep.
True. Well, technically, Palm, you do have the weekend medals. You can exchange those for Zenkai souls. Okay, so there. All right.
That's a very stupid idea, but sure.
Hey man. Yeah, I'm trying to save myself. That's all.
It's okay. It's all good, man. That's what you get when you let the intern in here. What? Who said that?
Oh, it's tough.
Sorry, that's
tough, man.
Little insider here. But yeah, any other words? Brad, did you play the 17 at all, or do you just don't really care about him?
I mean, I'm gonna do the event for the 1,000 CC, but yeah, I'm just gonna do dailies. I don't really care too much. He seems cool, but I don't really play androids too often nowadays. They're probably gonna get a resurgence, like Ironcane kind of hinted at with the movie coming out for sure. Like something's definitely gonna happen for him big. We'll have to see what though.
Cross my
I would have
fingers.
thought. I don't know. Depends on the movie. We'll have to see. I mean, hey, Gamma 1 and 2 are right there, bro. Like, they could be the saviors you need.
A duo, yeah.
Dude, I feel like if the purple 17 got a Zenkai, he could be pretty good, depending on how they adjust his kit.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't get it first. Didn't he come out before the red one? I mean, or they were like very close together, one of the two. He probably deserves it at this point.
He's
like
very old.
18.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the units that got what was it called? I want to say a patch, but I forget what it was called
Like a
when they
balance
were
change.
A balance, yeah.
The balance change. Yeah.
Balance, yeah. Man, that was like 2 years ago.
I will
I
say,
forgot about a lot of these units.
if they actually gave him some love, I could see him being good. But the issue is, I guess I wouldn't say androids is like the worst team right now, but they're probably mid tier. Like they're not amazing, but they're not bad. Like you still have
They need
Zenkai 18
defensive
still
options,
decent. The free to play green 18 is not bad.
Yeah.
But
Wait, Aaron, did you just say they need defensive or offensive options?
Defensive 100%. And what's
I think they need
kind of
both.
scary is that they got the green 17 from GT. That was pretty defensive, but now he's kind of not
Dated.
so good anymore than 16.
He's kind of green.
God. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's also true. That's also
does
they're
androids
both
have
green.
a viable endurance option?
No. We
Nope.
need an
That
endurance
might be
unit.
the issue.
You have Red Cell right there, bro. I don't know what you
That's
guys are talking about.
revival.
That's revival.
He's so
Yeah, bro,
good,
the Beerus is going to be coming out, Brad. It's going
I
to
know,
notify
I know.
that.
I was giving you crap because he's terrible.
Yeah.
I feel like though, like what good offensive options do androids have? Because I feel like they also need that 2.
They only have offensive options, bro. Like it's
yeah,
just
that's
only
literally it.
Yellow,
Somehow
like what?
18
yellow
is still
21
their
and
best
18?
offense.
Yellow 18.
How is
Yeah,
18
I
still
mean,
the
the TOP
best? Oh my God.
17, you know,
yeah.
he's not slouchy either.
Bro, TOP 17 hits hard, bro, and he like
He's
locks you
actually
in, all that
ridiculous.
disruption. He's insanely good.
Yeah.
I've seen him on, and it obviously always depends on your team setup, but I've seen a couple setups with androids where he just demolishes, especially like
carrying
mono
right now.
purple teams.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. I was just curious, so I asked. Alrighty, let's move on. I would say from Android 17 over to something that we're not getting only after July this time, contrary to the Zenkais of the poll. Let's talk about the user's choice banner, where you get a guaranteed LF, I believe, at one of the steps. Brad, have you summoned on that one?
I did throw a little bit into it just because I was like, it seems like an interesting banner, but I'm probably not going to go any further. I'll get the first LF on step 3, and then I was kind of like, with Beerus coming out, I'll save for that. Like, there's no reason to push too heavy. I don't really need any of these units. I could use another copy of Vegeta, though. I really, really like Saiyan Saga Vegeta, but I have like a 3-star. So I'm kind of just hanging out right now.
Yeah. I was pretty tempted to summon, and then as soon as I heard about Beerus, I'm like, nope. Like
Yeah, literally, I was like, I threw like 2,000 in, and I was like, all right, well, you get another 1,000 from me, but I'm not going all 9,000. Like,
right. Yeah, I feel you.
Dude,
on that.
Is the last one
I'm
free?
like,
Oh, it's
last
10
Last one is
10,000.
not free.
So it's 10,000
10,000,
crystals if you
you're
get
right, yeah.
all of them. Damn.
yeah.
Yeah.
very expensive banner.
10 step is not worth it though. I think the general consensus is if you are going to be going all in on this banner, you go to step 9, and you get the last guaranteed
Well,
LF,
yeah,
and
why
then
would you go to
stop.
10?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I kind of
Well,
just
I'll be
assumed
honest.
it only had 9 steps because it's 3, 6, 9. Who's going to go to the 10th one?
I don't know,
Whales.
bro. Some people out there are doing 10 step and on. I don't know. I guarantee someone is out there.
I was gonna say, every time I look at this banner, I'm kind of like shaking. I gotta like pinch myself. I'm like so tempted to summon on this thing, man. But I just know there's like better stuff coming down the line. But it's
Yeah,
very
it's
tempting,
really not
dude.
worth.
It's very tempting. But
there's
it's just so
always-
expensive as well.
That's true, but there's always better stuff coming down the line, right? So in that respect, every banner is a bait banner for the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
I mean,
wait,
kind of. The
Iron-
last month, if this had come out at the end of December, or like very beginning of January, I definitely would have like gone away to the 9th step. Because there's been nothing this month. Like January and February are normally pretty dead. But yeah, coming like into like March, yeah, it's gonna start getting hyped now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if you were somebody that needed copies of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or Future Gohan, then there might be some value here. But you know, like that was literally my only reason I was like halfway tempted, is because I would like more copies of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta just because he's so good. But like,
How many stars you have?
I have him red 1, so he's like not bad, but like, you know, a couple more red stars.
You're at
would be
that
nice.
cusp where you're like, oh, red 2 would be nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn, bro.
But there could be some value here if you really need these copies of, I would say, really only those 2 units. I mean, there's really nothing else on this banner.
Yeah,
that
I don't
appeals
think
to
you're
me.
jumping in for purple rose. I could be
Yeah.
wrong though. I don't know.
Dude, I want 8 Vegeta, bro. That's who I want.
No, same. That's literally the only reason I'm going to like the 3rd step. And if I don't get him there, I'm just gonna call it whatever.
Yeah, minus 6 stars is one of the lowest stars LFs for me, and I'm like, I don't play him, so. And the good thing is the banner is still up for another 2 weeks from now, so just wait until Wednesday, see if you like that new banner, and if not, and you still feel like throwing a couple multis on that LF banner, you can still do it. At least you make an informed decision this way, right?
Yeah, facts. Definitely wait and see what this Beerus banner is gonna look like.
Yeah, I mean, Beerus could be dog water, bro. Like, you never know, honestly.
Don't say that.
Remember
to
the
Swift,
original
man.
Beerus? When the original Beerus came out, I would imagine Swift would agree that he was
Dude,
less
Yeah.
than
it's
good.
definitely possible, like, where everybody's just getting way overhyped, but I don't think that's the case. I could be wrong, but I hope not. I hope
Oh no,
he's-
I would
hope
almost
he's at least
guarantee he's
decent. I
gonna
hope
be
he's
good.
decent. Yeah.
If anything, he has a game-changing mechanic, right? Like, he's the first of his kind to nullify revival. So if anything, he's gonna be good because of that. But
Yep.
The thing is that
had
they
a-
might. Sorry, go ahead, Aaron.
Oh no, I was just gonna say they've had a rough history with like Beerus's in the game for some reason. Like the EX Beerus wasn't bad for a minute, and then when Beerus originally came out, the Sparking one, he was pretty poopy. Then in Zenkai, he was godly, and then kind of fizzled out. So like, I'm really interested if they like get it right this time with this upcoming Beerus. But go ahead, Paul.
I stopped keeping track when he said poopy, bro. Like,
Brad's brain was just like, all right.
yeah, I literally was like, did he just say poopy? Okay.
No, you're
Gotta keep it
poopy.
PG,
You're
bro.
poopy pants. Nah, but I think like what they could do, and that would mess us up a little bit, is or mess up this Beerus a little bit, is say that they would want to balance out the fact that he has revival nullification with the worst kid compared to other LF units. So, I mean, I see what Brad is saying is they could still kind of make him bad and just say, yeah, but he has revival nullification, so of course we can't make him too broken. It's not like a super hype time, blah blah blah. We'll see on Wednesday. I mean, we'll probably see a lot on Tuesday already at the video and stuff, which we're going to talk about later. But like, you really only know what's happening is once the units are out and you play them or you played against them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, because you can judge these units. I mean, look at Future Gohan, bro. When he came out a year ago, everybody was like, he's trash, and it's like he's literally used on like 80% of teams to this day. Yep. So you never know.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super
What do you
hyped
guys
for
think about
Beerus.
his,
I still think God Key needs an endurance unit, but like I do feel like Beerus is going to be a good addition just because God Key's main blue unit, you're either going the revival option with Clapku or you're going with the Zenkai Blue Goku. The Zenkai Blue Goku, he held his ground for a long time. Like he was a good unit for a long time.
He's still
fairly
not
free
like
to play.
trash.
Yeah, he's still not
For
trash.
For
but
sure.
just
He's
doesn't
definitely
see
not
much
what he
game
was
time.
though. For like, he had like 6 months there where it was like, damn, this guy's actually really good. Like,
Yeah, facts. So I think getting an updated blue unit for the team is going to be good, just for God Key in general. But I still think they need an endurance unit of some sort. So we'll see.
Do we have a blue God Key booster? Like, do we
What?
have a boost unit like a Zenkai?
No, I don't think so.
Blue God Key? Yeah, Super
that-
Saiyan Blue Goku.
Is that
Yeah, Super
Goku?
Is he
Saiyan Blue
God Key?
See, okay, he is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if he was blue God Key or not. Okay.
Yeah, blue God Key.
In my head,
Okay,
everybody's
at least
blue
he's got a
Saiyans.
buffer coming out then, so that instantly helps him right there, having that buffer.
Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, you can just throw the Zenkai Blue Goku on the bench and you'll have a Zenkai buffer for the Beerus. That's a great point.
And he's good for God Key in general, just his actual ability. Was he blast attack and defense, I think? I haven't looked at his kit in a while. His
I
natural
think so.
ability.
I think so, yeah.
Who,
It's a
the
small amount,
Blue Goku?
25%
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I think he prefers his Zenkai blast attack buffs are slightly higher, but just in general, the Zenkai buffs.
Oh,
are
I meant
nice.
his natural Z ability, like his.
Oh yeah, I believe it
like,
is
is he-
blast attack and defense.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, that covers at least decent ground then and buffing Beerus at the same time. It's not like you're throwing like a garbage unit on there just to give a Zenkai buffer like Red Cell or something that then gives strike defense to androids, and it's like, oh, sweet, yeah.
Nice Z ability, bro. So who
Why
would you
talking crap
guys?
on androids?
So who would you guys say should summon on this banner? And who
Really,
shouldn't?
only if you need Future Gohan or Super Saiyan 4.
If you
Gogeta.
don't
That's
like
my
Beerus.
opinion. That's my opinion.
If you don't like Beerus,
Yep.
go for it.
Yeah.
True.
I would say, as of right now, I would suggest no one summon on it still just until the banner just gets released. I don't think anyone should be summoning here.
I
But
agree with that.
Before we move off of this, though, Iron, I did want to ask, since you said you were very tempted by this, who were you tempted by specifically? Is it Gogeta?
It's funny because Brad Loki called me out before. I actually kind of wanted the Goku Black just because I don't have him. It'd be nice to just get a copy of him so I could start, putting in some of that Legends Weekend Z power.
I mean, you got to get to like 9-star for him to be viable, so I wouldn't really chase one
Yeah,
copy.
that's
but-
that's gonna take you a couple of years of Legends Weekend Z power, by the way.
Yeah, little. You got about 3 years ahead of you. All right,
I'm patient.
Do you though?
I'm patient, bro. I'm patient, bro. But I mean, I guess also for the Gogeta, just because I had like a couple stars on him. I think I got him at like Red 1 or Red 2. And then maybe I need more copy to get him up there. But yeah, I mean, those Legends Limited units, they're not trash. So just like to get another copy or two, it's very tempting. It's tempting, right? But I also agree with everybody else by just waiting for the video and stuff, just in case that banner is like crazy.
Bro, you're gonna chase Rose and then you're gonna 9-star him on like the next banner. That's what happens, dude.
You know
True.
what?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was also about to say, like, what could happen is that they put him on the new Legends Limited banner as well in the step up. And if they do the step up like they did with Bardock, then you get 1,200 C power instead of 600. So another reason to wait and see which units are on the banner and what the banner format actually looks like.
Yeah,
And who knows?
That's a huge point. We don't even know what the banner is gonna be. Like, it could be double Z power drops or whatever. Like, yeah, we don't even know yet.
And who knows? Maybe we'll get 2 new units. What?
Possibly. Yeah, that's true. Maybe
Yeah.
something alongside Beerus, like a Whis.
Yeah.
That's cap.
How do we? I'm still like, we got a sparking Vados before a sparking Whis, which is insane to me to this day.
Dude, they just need to give us a new Whis, a new Beerus, a new Vados, a new everything. For
New
God
God Key.
Honestly, you could Zenkai that red Whis, and I would actually be okay with that. I'd be like, that's fine.
Dude, I would love.
He would be good. He would be.
I
good,
thought I
bro.
saw
Yeah,
somewhere
he would
that
actually be really good.
maybe there was a rumor that I saw, but I thought I saw somewhere that they might be Zenkaiing him. That might be a rumor though. But I would love if that EX Whis got a Zenkai.
Yeah, because I mean, borderline, if you use the proper team, he's still good for his support. Like, just his support alone, obviously, not his damage or anything, but his support can still help out a
Oh
team
yeah, and
massively.
he directly buffs Beerus characters, I think. So if they drop this new Beerus and then they Zenkai the EX Whis, there's like a pretty viable duo just right there. And you can run them like alongside Blue Boys or something. Like, that'd be a
Do
pretty
you guys
fun
think
team.
he's going to be an LF or Ultra either way and have the Hakai? Because we didn't see anything.
Yeah.
I don't think
Beerus?
he's gonna be an
I don't
LF
know.
or an Ultra, honestly.
They announced that he's a sparking, no?
Oh, did
Oh,
they?
yeah, they did, didn't they? Yeah, they said that. Well, either way, do you think he'll have like an ultimate that's Hakai or something? I don't know.
Because we only saw his blue card, huh?
Yeah, they didn't show main
Well-
ability, and he killed a unit that would normally revive, obviously, to show off his revival and nullification. But I don't know. I could see Hakai, and that's how. I don't know. His breath attack also nullified. It's a weird release for him, honestly.
Yeah, maybe
is.
they're saving that for Legends Limited Beerus, the Hakai, the other one.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, that would be an Ultra Beerus, honestly, because Hakai is like the
True.
hypest of the hype stuff for Beerus, right?
Yep.
And
Fair.
dude, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm a little bit worried about, and I main God Key, like I love God Key, so like, but just from my perspective, I'm a little bit worried about the revival nullification, just for how it's gonna affect the meta. I hope it's something that it's not like he can just access whenever he wants. There might be like certain situation, like I don't know how they're gonna restrict that ability or not, but I just hope they just got to be careful with what they do here, because if they just flat out drop an ability to revive, or if they flat out drop an ability to just cancel revival whenever he wants to, then I'm a little bit worried for how that's going to impact the meta. But I don't know. They just have to be careful with it, but I'm definitely excited for him.
Same.
So
Or-
since
Oh,
we're on
go
the topic of the new Beerus, what do we know about him, Ironcane? I'm assuming you watched the Battle Hour.
Yeah, man, I much so enjoy the Battle Hour. Funny you say that, Palm. And yeah, like we mentioned before, he obviously nullifies Revive, and he's a sparking unit as far as we know. We haven't seen his ultimate, if he has one. We saw his blue card, which is what actually nullifies the Revive, and he's going to be blue, like we mentioned previously. So I guess the best person to comment on that a little bit is Swift, you know, the resident God Key master here. But we did talk about how he can't be Zenkai buffed by the blue God Goku. So do you think that'll push him above the top in PvP, man?
Yeah, no, he's.
I
feel
walked
like
away
he's
for
gonna
a
be really
second,
good.
and Iron, all you did was reiterate everything we just said the last 20 minutes, bro.
Well, maybe somebody stepped out like you, Brad. So Swift, please.
Okay, well, my main question is it confirmed that his blue card nullifies revival just every time? Like every time you pop that blue card, if it's on a revival unit and it gets him to 0 health, it's gonna just completely cancel the revival. Is that confirmed? Or do we even know how that ability works yet?
I don't.
I don't think we know enough info.
Okay, because I think that's heavily gonna impact how good he actually is. And let me just reiterate, I hope it's not just every time he pops a blue card, you have the ability to cancel revival. I don't think that would be good for PvP. I think they've already dropped all of these revival units, and we've all paid money to get them, or we've all saved crystals over time and summoned to get these certain revival units. I don't want to see him have the ability where it's just every time. But if they do give him that, I will say that's something we've never seen before, and he would probably be busted. But like I said, I want to reiterate, I really don't think, I hope it's not just every time he pops a blue card. I hope there's some stipulation to it, like an ally has to die, 2 allies have to die, whatever. Maybe it's a last man standing type thing. I don't know how they're going to handle it, but
it could be similar to like the transforming Gogeta or LF Piccolo, where if you use the green card, you upgrade your special move.
Yeah, possibly. So, and that's something I really just need to see. I want to see whenever they drop like the specific kits. I really just want to see how they handle that ability, because we've never seen anything like that before. And, you know, over the past year, we've been getting these revival units, and, you know, there's always an argument like what's better, revival or endurance. But at the end of the day, I would say they both have value in their own regard. And if they start dropping units that just, I mean, they already have units that nullify endurance, right? There's certain ultimates, like if you land an ultimate, then you just flat out nullify that unit's endurance. So now they're dropping the same thing, but for revival. So I'm just kind of interested to see how they handle it. You know, I definitely think it's going to be impactful in the meta. Now is God Key going to jump up and be a top tier Z tier team? Maybe, but we don't know that yet. Maybe they dropped a Beerus and he's not that impactful. But I do think he is going to be somewhat impactful, just because we've never seen, you know, a unit that can nullify revival.
So looking at like past events, think about when Cell came out, like Revival Cell, like he was busted for a couple months there because like he was just different, right? So I think no matter what, Beerus is definitely going to impact.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you. If his blue card flat out gets rid of that, no, I'm not a fan. It needs to be on main ability. And then you can do it once. Like,
yeah, exactly. It needs to be something.
If he's
specific,
on blue card,
like
that's going to
somehow.
be absolutely cracked with like leader skills and stuff, being able to pass on like all these cards and everything. Him and like Ultra Gogeta together with all their super cards, I'm not vibing with.
Yeah,
that.
or LF Purple Frieza.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the kind of thing that that's going to be a little bit too OP. Even if his stats are trash, it doesn't matter at that point because you can just feed him blue cards and he can just get rid of that like no problem. That's going to be too good. So one time main ability, maybe he can do it twice. That'd be like the cap. Fine, whatever. But if they go too crazy, he's not going to be fun to fight. He's just going to be Ultra Gogeta again if they go too wild.
Yeah, so the thing is, I heard that he also nullifies endurance on top of the revival, so that's fun. And
there's no way.
That makes sense though, honestly, because if he's already doing the one that's better, like he's already nullifying revival, he may as well do endurance as well, like because you're gonna go down to that too. So to me, that makes sense. Again, if you cap it at 1, no big deal, fine, whatever. But
and then the other thing that people
7 supers.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing that people in chat have been spamming is that apparently he also has a lock-in like Fatboo has, but on green card. So imagine,
Oh, good lord.
Imagine you're popping the green card, you're locking in your opponent, and then you're just, you know, killing the revival.
Bro,
and
if it's
boom,
like a
boom, bye-bye.
chase green card, like if it's like a chaining green card, that's, oh, dude, no, I'm not.
Dude.
What is this, yellow Gohan all over again? Like, dude, come on.
Honestly, I hope it's a last man standing type thing. I hope it's like, because I saw somebody in chat say like in the video where we saw him, he never popped his main ability. So maybe it's not tied to main ability. But then again, sometimes those videos that they show in these like video and stuffs and in the battle hour, it's like slightly edited to where, you know, you're not really seeing everything. But you know, I will say I hope it's a last man standing type thing. You know, like after 2 allies die, then all of a sudden you have some unique on your blue card where you can nullify revival. That's how I hope it's going to be. But yeah, I don't know. Because like you guys said, if it's just flat out on every blue card, there's going to be a lot of setups with units that carry blue cards. Like, you know, the LF Frieza, there's certain units that actually carry blue cards in their deck. And you will just have this ability like multiple times throughout the fight where every time you draw a blue card, you have that ability to just flat out nullify a revival unit. So I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm super excited just because it's God Key, and I'm really happy God Key's getting some love. But at the same time, I respect balance, and I don't want like an insanely busted unit that just demolishes everything in PvP. I definitely want balance to be a consideration when they're making these units.
Well, yeah, it's no fun to like take away the power of other units with like think about Ultra Gogeta when he came out and it's like, oh, okay, so he's just the best. Like you can't touch him. Got it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Like that's not fun. Like, go ahead, Iron.
Yeah, I was just saying, I'm just curious how exclusive they're gonna make this ability, because like we were saying that there was some anti-revival stuff being added to like a lot of recent units. Even like they added to the free-to-play 21 as of late. But there's been endurance nullification for the longest time. And I'm just curious how exclusive they're going to make this ability, if it's really going to be for like one or two sparkings like every couple months, or we're going to start seeing this ability to nullify or revive like somewhat frequently. I'm just curious how they're going to handle it, and like how frequently it's going to be added to characters in the future.
You're saying like this is the first one we're seeing, but like that this is obviously a sign that we might see more of these in the future. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that point of view for sure.
Yeah.
So
Jesus Christ, bro.
I got a question, because the tweet does not say Legends Limited. They just say sparking character. Do you think he is going to be the LF? I think Brad asked that question earlier, but I don't remember what the consensus on that one was. Do you think he is the LF and we're going to get just him? Do you think we're going to get another sparking and the other sparking might be the LF?
No, he doesn't look like an LF. I'm going to be real honest. I think they would advertise it right here. Even in this like picture that you have up, it just says sparking.
Spark?
Yeah.
I mean, it would make more sense to give us an LF Godku that goes alongside him that has revival that he then nullifies. That would make more sense just for like canonical reasons too, right? Just to match the movie as well. Plus, we need a new Godku as well.
Yeah, dude. But honestly, I was looking at the clips right now, bro, and I'm literally blown away. So he does nullify endurance. He does nullify revival. This dude is about to be broke. Dude, he even gets a Dragon Ball off of his blue card. Which is, I mean, in comparison to the other things, maybe not as great, but it's still something nonetheless, dude. He looks crazy, bro.
Dude, 21 just had that. They could like let her have like something cool for a second. Androids can't like keep something cool for like 5 minutes, man.
No,
They're giving it to Beerus already. My goodness.
Bro. Beerus is going to go absolutely stupid, bro. He's gonna go crazy, man.
I already dislike this guy. He's not even out yet. The fact that he gets a Dragon Ball on his blue card in 21 that was like unique to her, I already don't like him, dude. He's already pissing me off. I don't like him.
Yeah, but
Godkey needs a blue unit, man. I think this is a good color too. I like the color.
So
You want to know what? They give you Swift. Now I'm not as mad anymore, man. For you. I'll it's all right.
So what I think, I know a lot of people are saying that the revival is going to be tied to the green card, but I think they're just going to go all in on his blue, and just
I agree.
And just give him on his blue card. It can nullify either revival or endurance, unless the revival aspect is just part of his kit, right? He could have like he can just have something completely separate that it's just a passive ability that he can just revive, or he can just nullify revival entirely. Because even when you look at the clip, you look at him pop the green card, it doesn't give any sort of indication that he can now nullify revival, right? As where when he pops his blue card, you can see the buff that he has, right? Because there's a visible buff when you can nullify endurance, right? You don't see anything of that nature unless they're hiding it or something like that. I'm not too sure.
Well, like Swift said, they definitely do change it up sometimes because they don't want to just flat out be like, yo, this is the unit, because especially being Battle Hour, like Resh pointed out a bunch, they like to do the reveals themselves, but I'm sure they had to do this one because it's like a hype thing happening, whatever else. But they probably want to keep something in their back pocket. So they could have edited that out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. He's definitely going to go hard, though. Like, he's definitely going to be good.
Dude, it's crazy because I'm not a big Beerus fan. Like, I'm going to be real honest. Like, I'm not a big Beerus fan, but just this guy's kit alone is worthy of excitement. That's crazy. I don't think, but it's also too, at the same time, like, it is exciting to see this kind of like stuff. I'm like, definitely down for change in the game, right? Change for me, it can be bad, but it's always something different. I am always down for something different, very open-minded, but it's just, I remember just a while ago, here on the podcast, we were talking about how if a character ever got introduced to the game, if they were able to nullify revival, that would be completely unhealthy for the game. So that is one thing that I am worried about, right? Because it's like,
for sure.
Oh,
I was about to bring that up as well, where some of us even said that they will never do this because you also don't get access to like half the unit's kit, you know, especially units that transform on revival, like Revival Gohan, for example, or the Frieza now. They're just like, okay, you're just not gonna get that Super Saiyan 2 transformation or that, you know, that revival on Frieza where he shows you just one shoulder.
Cloud
Exactly.
Coup, bro. What about Cloud
Yeah.
Coup?
Dude, facts.
We don't talk about this guy.
Dude, but no, for real, like it's and that brings me back to like the reason why I hope it should just be like a one-time thing. Really, it shouldn't just be unlimited, because yeah, it would change the game. Because you look at, like Palm said, Revival Gohan. If you look at the unit right now, he's actually pretty damn good. He's got the revival. He comes back. He hits really damn hard when he comes back.
AoE green card.
Super offensive option with also, you know, defensive. Just having the revival in itself is a defensive type thing. But you look at the meta now, and then here comes a unit that, you know, flat out nullifies revival. Then that completely changes how good Revival Gohan actually is. So I don't know. I do still.
I mean,
hope
we went
I
through
hope
the
it's a
same
one-time
thing. We went through the same thing with endurance. Honestly, like years ago when it first came out, who was the first unit to have endurance? Was it Yellow Kid Goku? Had to be.
I think so.
The Legends Road,
Yeah.
Goku.
Yeah, him or
Yeah, was he the
maybe
first
full
one to
power?
have it, or he was very early on?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
early.
Maybe it was
he might
full
have been
power,
the first.
yeah.
I can't remember.
Either way, so we went through the same thing. The second they started nullifying that, it was like, wait a minute, hold on, wait. I specifically wanted this endurance, and now you nullify that. I mean, the game goes through these changes, so Beerus just might be another wave. It's just we just had Ultra Gogeta. That's the issue, right? Like, it's like, bro, the entire meta just shifted around one unit for 2 months. And before that, it was Goku and Vegeta. And it's like, well, we can't do this hype stuff every 3 months and shift the entire meta. So I don't know, man. We'll have to see what happens with him. He may be that unit that's just not fun to fight.
Also,
it's a definite possibility.
Yeah, I think Fliege just brought up in chat. I think Kid Goku only got his endurance from his Zenkai, right? But I think that
it was only from a Zenkai. But
yeah, I think that also full power Frieza cannot be the first because his blue card already nullifies endurance. So there has to have been a unit before, like I don't know, Red Zamasu or some BS like this.
maybe it was Zamasu. Yeah. I forgot he existed. Yeah, it was Zamasu.
But yeah, also what I would love is that they make this whole revival or endurance and the revival nullification like a skill-based thing where you can only do it on your first blue card. Let's say after you use a green card, the next blue card has, you know, the upgraded skill to nullify the revival, and then you have to really time it and play it when you need it. So you get this one shot, and you know, if you actually use it right, maybe you can use the green card and lock in the other person and you can kill them. Cool. If you just want to use the blue card because you don't have anybody else on the field and you want to save your vanish, also okay, but then you just whiffed it. You know, kind of like how some units now nullify cover changes and it still counts as one of their 2 cover changes for like Ult UI Goku or Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I think that would be kind of still balanced.
Yeah,
It's gonna be on every blue card, man. It's gonna be on every blue card.
I hope it's limited in some way. I just don't know how they're gonna do
Dude,
it.
it's not even in Legends Limited.
We're
I
having
don't want
copium,
this.
somehow.
bro.
Like,
We're having copium right now, bro.
yeah. And again, it's not even an LF unit, so I don't think that it would just be like a deadass every blue card gets this nullification thing. I think that would be too crazy for like a non-LF sparking.
The problem is, I would say in terms of hype, Beerus is that level, right? I mean, he is
Oh,
for
yeah,
just
for
the
sure.
fan base. He is Broly level, and he is like Goku and Vegeta level. Like he just is. So part of me wants it because I love Beerus, and I'm like, all right, dude, yeah, give it. But the other part of me is like, I don't know. I just weathered a couple seasons that were not exactly fun. So I don't know.
And this is the first Beerus that we've seen in a minute. Like it's like a new Beerus, dude. I would definitely argue that it's really hype, for sure.
True.
Yeah, what's the one before this? Yellow Beerus? The EX?
Yeah, the
Probably,
yellow X
yeah.
and the green Beerus. That's about it.
Yeah, it's crazy he doesn't have more cards. I don't know. We'll have to see what they do with him, but it's a very fine line. And I know, dude, Toshi's watching this right now like, oof, they're not going to have a good time in a couple weeks, bro.
Yeah, if only they knew. I'm glad they don't. All right, so yeah, Beerus not the only God Key edition. Swift, how high did you jump up from your chair when you heard about Zenkai L of Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta?
Dude, I'm so hyped for him. Like this is a Zenkai that myself and I think a lot of other people have been wanting for like a long time.
Like molding?
And we finally kind of got to a point where we all knew like he was the next one, but we didn't really know for sure if he was getting it. But now we know he definitely is getting a Zenkai. It's obviously going to benefit God Key as well as Future. I think he'll obviously be good on Future, but you know, Future has other green options as well. I think for God Key, it actually is really going to help because, you know, I think it's obvious nowadays Vados really just is not that viable as a green unit for God Key. So And I think, for those that main God Key for a while, even back in the day, if you main God Key with the Vados setup, I think we all kind of know Vados held that team together. Vados' support buffs really made God Key, really good back in the day. So with Vados not being viable nowadays, you're forced to run God Key without Vados' support. But with this Zenkai Green Vegeta, not only is he a good, viable offensive unit, but he has built-in support buffs built into his kit where I believe it's every time he uses like a strike or a blast and different arts cards, he offers the entire team support buffs, damage buffs, which I think is really going to help the God Key team as a whole. So not only is he going to be a very good replacement for Vados, I really think he's going to be good for the team and also good for future as well if you want to run him on a future setup.
I would even argue Vegeta family is going to see some nice.
Oh yeah, Vegeta family too. Forgot about that.
Honestly, dude, he has the potential to be absolutely cracked. That lock-in on ult is, he has the potential.
Yeah, for sure. And he picks up like 2 times card draw speed. You pop that main ability, he just pops off, dude. Yeah, and the lock-in ult is insane. And now that I think about it, he's really gonna help counter, like if you've been having trouble with Ultra Gogetas in the meta recently, obviously I think we all know Ultra Gogeta is a really, really good unit, but he is a blue unit. And we're about to get a green Zenkai that locks in on his ultimate. So I think this Vegeta will help, counterbalance the meta a little bit.
Who did Vegeta fight in that form? It was Zamasu, right? Rose,
Wasn't it Rose where he punched him into the ground?
It was Rose.
They could build him up to be offensive against God Key and benefit God Key at the same time to kind of counter Beerus a little bit. They could do that. Make Beerus absolutely cracked and then give everybody this free Zenkai.
I think he has a buff in his kit where he has damage to God Key, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think he does. He does inherently have that. So that, he could be. They could look at it that way and be like, all right, let's release this absolutely broken Beerus, and then give people this Vegeta as well that just body bags this Beerus.
Yeah, that is true. This guy's gonna counter the blue Beerus. That's a very good point. Yeah, he does have something in his kit. I think it's like a 20% or 30% damage buff to God Key, something like that. So yeah, that's a good point.
Dude, do you know what? You know what's crazy, bro? Is that when Vegeta Blue had came out, its 2nd anniversary, this guy was my answer to Vegeta Blue. This guy right here. And now all this time later, he's going to be people's answer to Ultra Gogeta.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The
to think
cycle
about.
repeats itself.
He was like a meta saving unit, like both times basically.
Yeah. That's nuts.
Dude, I think I did a summoning video with Goresh way back when. And I remember he didn't have a copy, or maybe he had just gotten one, and then he pulled 2 in the same multi. And I've hated this Vegeta ever since, bro.
Dude, this Vegeta, I'm going to have some nostalgia playing with him again. Because I remember, I think he came out like I want to say it was like maybe 4 months after I started playing the game. Like it was back when I was basically picking up Legends and, learning how to charge step and learning all these different mechanics. And, all this time later, now he's getting a Zenkai. It's going to be really nostalgic playing with him.
Dude, I was really excited for this guy's Zenkai, and then I saw that I have him at 3 stars. I'm like, well, guess I'm gonna have to wait a little bit to play this guy. But they don't have the missions for. Wait, is he gonna be He's gonna be freaking the Gauntlet or no? Right?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I'm hoping
Same
you
like
can get Z-Power
same like Super Vegito.
Somewhere. I'm hoping that we can pick up some Z power for sure.
Yeah, I hope so, man. Because I would like to use him. Because dude, Ultra Gogeta, man, he is a character. He's a character right now, man.
Just like you,
dude. I love how the tides change, bro. Like I hated pulling this guy. I have a 13 star. I hated pulling him for so long, and now it's like, oh, so I'm in. All right, I'll take it. Like sweet.
Easy peasy. Alrighty, I would say let's move on for the sake of time. We have 2 more things that we can address. And the first one of those is there anything else, Brad, you told me you didn't really watch the Battle Hour. Did you catch up on it later? Is there anything else you
Well, so I was in the process of like moving my entire apartment around while the Battle Hour was going on. So I kept up with it a little bit, but realistically, I mean, it's so long, it's hard to be there for like 14. Props to Nate. By the way, I just want to shout out Ghostly Nate for hosting nearly the entire thing. Shout out to you. I don't know what else really was mind blowing from it. We saw some scenes from Superhero. Big fan of that. I mean, I'm a little bummed out it doesn't come out till summer, but I'll watch it subbed. I don't care. Like, I'm down for that. Not much else was really going on. What happened with Breakers? Did we see anything special with that?
I was about to say, I heard people being disappointed.
Yeah, I was kind of.
No,
I was hoping they would show a new Raider, something new, but no, it was just Cell when they were just doing some
there's
matches.
something kind of hype, you know? Be like, hey, we're gonna give you Frieza too, something like that.
Dude, I'm actually. I know a lot of people are sour on that game here, but I'm actually pretty excited for it. I feel like it has potential. I don't think it's gonna be perfect.
Oh, dude, we're gonna be
release.
playing it a lot at 5.9, just because it's fun with a lot of people. But if you were by yourself, I think the game would suck. Like if you got like no local friends around you, and you're relying on going on the internet and stuff, it's probably not going to be super duper fun. I'm going to be honest with you, but
yeah, I think the big announcements for that game was the improvements that they were working on, and then that an open beta was coming. But it's still coming out this year, which is a little kind of a little scary that they didn't show any new characters or anything new. So if it really is coming out this year, I'm just curious when they're ready to show off the full game.
They're probably going to go with like the free-to-play, not free-to-play model where you pay like a discounted price from like a new game, quote unquote, and they give you a bunch of like DLC. Think of, what's the game? What's the one it always gets compared to? Dead by Daylight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so think of like that kind of model. So they don't really want to show too much to launch it with, but I imagine it'll come out and then within like the first like month or two, it'll probably get some updates.
Yep. Other than that, like, I don't know. Nothing really. I mean, I enjoyed I was talking about this with Iron earlier, but I enjoyed the battle hours, but it's nothing too big like jumped out to me overall. I mean, in terms of Dragon Ball Legends, we had those quizzes, right? I mean, everyone in the chat in the comment section, you guys can go ahead and thank Goresh. Goresh was absolutely carrying that quiz. We're going to get 400 CC, but I think the only question I knew on that quiz was the TOP question. They had a TOP question on there. That's the only one that I got. But other than that, like obviously the musical performance, I'm always a big fan of that. I was a big fan of that last year too. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Fight.
Toshi was fighting people.
Yeah, the Toshi fights.
Yeah,
there you go.
that was fun. But beyond that, like the battle hours, they're just like a fun like celebration of Dragon Ball games, the music, the art,
like culture.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy. I feel like people, they really have like high expectations for that. I don't know why they do, especially when the last year's wasn't like insane. But it's a fun event. It's a fun event. Nothing crazy is gonna come out of it, but you can expect some announcements, and don't expect your socks to be blown off or anything like that.
I think I think people were disappointed with the lack of the movie news, right? I think a lot of people were really expecting to see a lot more for the movie.
Yeah,
but
fair.
I mean that's fair at the same time, but it's more so centered around the games itself, right? So it made sense to me that they just kind of like teased it just a little bit and more so focus on the games.
All right, I would say let's just cover one last thing, and that is we already know that there's a video and stuff coming on Tuesday. And looking at it, they're saying tons of new info on upcoming updates, including the brand new game mode, quality of life improvements, and we have some new character announcements, plural. So what do you guys expect?
I'm thinking it's gonna be. What are they gonna cover? Like Beerus, and then maybe like the other character they're gonna drop alongside Beerus, maybe.
Yeah,
something like that. I don't know.
Has to be.
Look at Toshi's hair, bro. Look at it, dude.
Bro, he's stylish,
bro.
He's stylish.
Okay.
He just hasn't seen a barber in a while. It looks like it's just wild.
You new here, Iron dude? Toshi always looks sleek, bro.
Bro, my heart skipped a beat. I wasn't prepared, bro.
Whoa,
You guys didn't tell me you were pulling up that
I'm gonna
image.
need you to take your eyes off of Toshi right now, Iron. You need to relax.
Yeah, look at Kai.
Kai's killing it as well, man. I must say. But for me, personally, with the video and stuff, I feel like the new game mode is probably the most exciting. I don't know if it's going to be something that's going to be releasing anytime soon, knowing how Legends works sometimes. But hopefully it comes out this year. But I feel like a new game mode is something that everybody's raring for, because right now, TOP was the latest thing, and some people either do not touch it at all, Some of us play it, but I feel like you should just for like some free CC.
Yeah, you're kind
And
of a
then co-op,
dingus
of
if you just don't
course.
at least auto battle it. Like, there's no
Yeah.
reason not to.
Yeah.
Wait,
Even
for
if you
what?
just get the CC for finishing it, TOP.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah.
Or, you could join my Discord and you can just get good at it and actually get 1,000
Yeah,
CC
dude.
every season.
Watch Palm's YouTube videos on the 5-9 Gaming mobile channel, dude. He goes through on like how to succeed in TOP. Watch it.
True.
That's what we want to see. But yeah, I'm also like most excited, I think, for the new game mode because it's really just I want a breath of fresh air. Even if it's, I don't know who of you guys played Dokkan back when they first released the Battlefield mode, the little side-scrolling mode. It was difficult as all hell, but it was just a different way to play the game. Like, because you didn't have you didn't use the normal game mechanic of popping the bubbles, but you had to put in your units. It was something that you had to do continuously, so you couldn't just pop one bubble, put your phone down for an hour and keep playing. I don't know. I just enjoyed it, some variety. So I feel like that should be something that they also consider in that game mode. But I'm assuming that they're already at a state which is at least beta. So let's see. That's what I would love to see about the new game mode. It's just some variety in mechanics and gameplay.
I'm honestly kind of heard about that game mode. It never made it to global, huh? It was only on JP.
Yeah, and then they noticed that nobody liked it, and but I think it's just because it was so hard. I actually liked the mode itself. It was just so difficult that they decided to just sack it off, and then they instated like the regular bubble popping battlefield that we have now.
It's all good. We have chain battle now.
I think what the Legends team really needs to focus on with this new game mode is just like make sure they explain like how the game mode works well. Because like when co-op first started, it's like nobody cover changed, nobody rushed at the same time. And then TOP, like nobody knew how that game mode
TOP
worked when it
was
first
rough.
released.
Mhm.
So just like whatever this new game mode is, I just hope they have a tutorial or something that like makes everybody understand it from the get-go, because I feel like that's the big issue. Like the game modes come out and people don't really understand how it works until a couple months after, or in some cases some people still don't even know what the hell's going on in co-op.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that you can even rescue. Oops.
Yeah.
Or not pick the green card on Rising Rush. What? That's my peeve. But hey, so Brad, what are you most excited for in video and stuff?
I walked away to make a burger, bro. Hey, but see, this is why I moved my whole setup. Now I'm like 20 feet away, so we're good. All good. Friggin'. So when it comes to, I'm excited to get obviously the new units and stuff like that, but I do want a new game mode. I just don't know what they could do at this point. Because I was like very hyped for Tournament of Power, and the hype has kind of fizzled. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It kind of fizzled out for me pretty quick. About 2 weeks after, I was like, well, this is okay, I guess. I'll take the free CC. I want something cool. I agree with you. I remember Battlefield way back when on Dokkan. And that, oh my God, that was so hard back then.
Yeah.
But it was fun because it was difficult. But Legends just doesn't play the same way that they can make stuff like that difficult, because it's a 3D fighting game. That's it. Like, what are you gonna do? Just make the AI harder? Like, so I don't know what they're gonna do, but I do want something new. Just like you said, a breath of fresh air, just something different.
I mean, they could do something like you remember Kakarot, and they all of a sudden they had that trading card aspect to it, right? Which has completely different mechanics.
That would be, oh my God, if they did something like that.
Yeah, I
that'd
mean,
be
even
amazing.
it's like, because you're saying it's a 3D fighting game, but you can just say, okay, now it's a 3D fighting game and a trading card game, or it's a 3D fighting game and whatever they come up with, right? Because then all of a sudden you can also appeal to different audiences who may not like the 3D fighting aspect so much, but they love Dragon Ball, and they get drawn in by trading card collection, by doing other stuff. That's what I think.
Dude, I got addicted to the Kakarot one for like a week. It was like actually a lot of fun. So if they gave us something like that, tie it in with like heroes even, think about how like Pokemon does it, where you open a pack and they give you like a digital code. You could do that kind of stuff, like physical cards would then give you a code to use at this thing, and it kind of ties into Legends in some way. That'd be cool. I don't think they'll do that because that's a big reach, but I'd be down.
Yeah, agree. All right, I would say we're going to go take a quick break, 3 minutes, and then we will take questions from chat. As always, donations will take priority. Brad is going to finish his burger, but somebody asked what kind of burger it was. Now you have to tell us. And he left. Back to the kitchen. All right.
Bro, I walked away, dude.
Yeah,
no,
what kind
it's
of?
just it's just pepper jack with a standard
Oh.
hamburger. Like
Okay, I see.
Oh, nice.
Culture.
There you go.
I
So
love
Brad,
Pepperjack.
Brad, you have 3 minutes. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Hopefully with Brad eating a burger or something. And yeah, go take a break. We'll be right back. See you on the other side. All right, we are back, and I'm gonna hand it over to MC Iron, the weekend man, and he's gonna pull questions from
Yeah,
chat.
Iron, you were just reading a question, right? What was that question you were just reading?
Yeah, the question I was reading was from Jonathan 5000 that says, "Do you guys think the nullifying revival mechanic came at the right time, or is it too late?"
Too late? I feel like it's
Yeah.
too early. To be honest, like for me, it's
Or-
the opposite because I feel like they should still let revival run its course a little bit because it's still not even a. Is it over a year old? Wait, when did that cell come out? What year? Was it the year before last year? Right?
It's definitely over a year old. Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah,
it came
yeah,
out with
Cell
Vegeta
was-
Blue, like right after Vegeta Blue.
Oh, yeah, so 2020. So like a year and a half. I feel like still it doesn't feel like it because we don't have that many revival units. Like I don't know how many do we have? Like 10 maybe? If I'm just like making a guesstimate. So I feel it's not, they're still not everywhere so that it's needed, in my opinion.
We even have 10.
Or
I
maybe
would say like 5 or 6.
just making a guess.
Yeah, my thing is if they would have dropped something like this back when, because I think he's asking like if it came out after Purple Movie Gohan came out, and I feel like if they would have dropped something like this like immediately after that, then basically like everybody who summoned for Revival Gohan would just like feel dumb because like it would just completely like invalidate the summons of a lot of people that summoned for that Revival Gohan. So I don't know. I wasn't
Is
even
he the most
expecting to get
recent
something like
revival?
this. What?
Or was there
Frieza.
one after him?
Frieza.
Yeah,
No,
Revival
Frieza.
Frieza.
Yeah. The blue one. I don't have that Frieza. That's why I didn't think about him. He just came out. Okay.
But yeah, I don't think it should have been released back then. If anything, like Palm said, this is probably too early, but I was never expecting to see a mechanic like this. So I was definitely surprised when I saw that.
All right. And then someone was also asking, we kind of touched on this before, but what LF do we think is coming on this upcoming banner?
Dude, I want to say, honestly, Godku would be logical, but I feel like they do not follow logic for these kinds of banners, especially just like, because if you look at,
What do you think? Like Chef Vegeta, probably?
maybe,
Oh, yes. LF
Maybe.
Ramen.
I feel like because if you look back, if we compare it to last year, who did we get with the Rose? It was Rose and who else? Or it was Rose and Trunks, huh? Was it? Yeah, maybe it will be logical.
I'd want to see either a Godku or if they're dropping this Beerus, then maybe they drop like a new Whis or something. Either that or they Zenkai the red EX Whis, one or the other. But I think a new Whis would be cool.
See some people in chat saying Kefla, and I love Kefla.
Please, no.
Interesting.
Yeah,
don't.
Why? Why?
Just
I
F
love
Kefla.
Why, bro? I love Kefla.
That makes one of us.
Trigger from the green one from years past. Paul?
Yes.
Yeah, you can't
Then
let
she's
your past
annoying.
define you, Palm. Can't let your
Dude, I'd
past
rather
define-
hear 21 moan than see Kefla on my screen.
Okay.
Fair. Fair.
I mean, I'm not even gonna talk on that. Battle could go into that one, but I feel like anything for if we got something for Rival Universe, that'd be huge. It would make up for the abomination that was the Kale Zenkai.
I mean,
Fair,
Rival
fair.
Universe definitely needs some love. That's for
Yeah.
sure. That they're not really that impactful right now.
Dude, they got Kale Swift.
I mean, that's a team I wouldn't be surprised if, like, a year from now they're a really, really good team. So I feel like the team has potential. They just need some love from the developers. They need some new
The
characters.
team's been weird. It's never really been that good. I guess the Pride Troopers were like the peak of that team when they were at their thing, but I don't know. There's so many options they could do, but also very limited at the same time. They could just throw us a complete curveball and partner with somebody super random. You never know.
Okay, all right. And then moving on here, we have what character that isn't in the game do you guys want? Could be like King Kai, someone was saying, for example.
Mecha
Yeah,
Frieza.
that's actually who I would want is King Kai with like Gregory on one shoulder and Bubbles on the other shoulder. That's what I want.
I mean, she's technically in the game. I would like to have like a not revival, but tag launch, where she can switch between her blue and her blonde hair. But other than
that would be
that,
cool.
maybe a Mecha Frieza.
Yeah.
Or King
I
Cold.
mean, I'm kind of cheating here. I just want to see like an LFTN where he's doing the tri-beam on Cell. I feel like that would be sick. I know he's technically in the game, but like
That would be
a
amazing.
sparking TN with the tri-beam.
Kiko,
Like,
how
that'd
you
be so
doing?
sick. Exactly, man. Exactly. How about you, Azdeek? Swift?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. Maybe like King Cold would be pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even run LOE, but I think that would just be a cool addition to the game. I like King Cold.
Oh,
Okay,
for me, I don't know. I think just the fan favorite for me would also have to be TN, man. I still need a sparking of him desperately.
Yeah, we do need a sparking TN. Oh yeah, I can't forget Garlic Jr. Dude, no, I think King Kai would actually be dope. They could make a really cool King Kai where it's like he could actually be viable, but it would just be like one of those characters where it's just like funny. It's just like a funny character to play with. Like they could like kind of meme him, but at the same time make him viable. I feel like that'd be cool.
You know,
I just
go ahead.
so Battle in chat was just saying Jackie Chun and Grandpa Gohan. Those are also pretty good picks.
Oh yeah,
The
Jackie
rabbit
Chun.
monster,
Jackie Chan
dude.
would be sick.
Monster
We need a
carrot.
Jackie Chun.
The Power Brothers, man. I'm just reading out stuff.
No, dude.
See, I want those. Dude, look at Yajirobe.
Yeah,
We all
he's
memed
good.
on it. Yajirobe came out and he was actually like really good. And it's like, wait a
Slashy
minute.
slash.
Dude, that's what I was saying. Like he's one of those like fun, like funny characters to play where it's like he can actually be viable, but it's just like fun playing with him.
Yeah.
Like
Also, he
every
has
time I
that
play
cool
with him, dude, his
sidestep.
sidestep animation makes me
Yeah.
laugh. Like every time, bro, I'll do a sidestep and just start
The low
cracking up,
roll?
bro. It's hilarious.
Yeah, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
They're
Like they
rolling
can
out,
meme
bro.
some of these characters, but they could actually still make them viable, dude. I think they could do that with King Kai. Like that's one of
Yeah,
those
yeah,
characters
sure.
where it's like when you're watching the show, like he's just a funny ass dude, but at the same time, like he's powerful as fuck. So like
That would
my
be
bad to be a cuss, but like
very
he's super powerful. But yeah.
I think if they had like creative control, like to do whatever they wanted, I would love to see, because King Kai made the Kaioken. Imagine seeing King Kai doing the Kaioken. He made the Spirit Bomb, right?
Did he ever actually like go Kaioken like in the
No.
show? I don't know if
Don't
No.
think so.
but
But
if he
I feel
developed
like,
it, like they could maybe do something
Yeah.
like that.
I feel like he had to have done it, and we never got to see it, but he had to have shown Goku, right? Like he had to have shown like this is what it looks like, this is how you do it. I feel like there's somewhere out there there is a universe where King Kai was actually shown doing the Kaioken, or even like a little Spirit Bomb. Remember when they did because they had that just the little Spirit Bomb in the Saiyan Saga fight, right? Where it was just that
Yeah.
little tiny one. I could see him doing like one of those as well.
That he also gave to Krillin.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I feel like if they had because I know they went a lot. It surprised a lot of people when they kind of like went off the rails with the Super Vegeta's LF, right? It was very unexpected because that wasn't a canon move that he did, right? That was from the Dragon Ball Heroes, right? His LF, where he does like the twin, the Spirit Sword. And
Not even sure.
because I don't think he ever did that in the actual like in canon, but they kind of just like went a little off script right there. I feel like if they had more creative control to do that kind of thing, it'd be pretty cool, pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like if Gresh was here, he would say Garlic Jr. 100%, right?
For sure.
All right, so another question I saw from Shablam, he was asking if Kale's Zenkai is inexcusable by design.
Yes.
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 I still
Yes.
go back to just the fact that like she was trash before the Zenkai, so after the Zenkai she's just gonna be trash again. Like there's very few, there might be some examples of units where they got their Zenkai and they were just given the godly treatment and they became C tier immediately, but I just think she was trash before the Zenkai, so I was not surprised at all when I found out she wasn't that good. That was kind of what I was expecting.
She needs another Zenkai on release of her Zenkai.
She needs blue stars, she needs
Plot equip.
God.
Yeah, she needs a plat, a unique plat. Like, I don't know, man. They really did her dirty. It feels like we took so many steps back with this Zenkai when all the other Zenkais have actually been pretty good. as of recently.
Alright. True. All right, next question. Someone was asking with this new Bears coming out and we're supposedly getting a new LF with him. Does this imply that we're finally back to the original Step Up LF banner format with the new LF and a side sparking banner?
I hope so. I hope if they are dropping an LF. Wait, so do we even know? I guess we have confirmation that Beerus is a sparking. I guess there could be a chance that Beerus is the LF, but there's also a chance that Beerus is like the regular sparking, and then there's just another LF dropping alongside of him. But I'd be a fan of that. I like that format where you're actually like you're summoning for the LF, but you still have a chance of pulling the sparking as well. I like that.
Yeah, I would also love that, like, let them to release more than one new unit. But we're not going to ever go back to the old format potentially just because of the, the Z power and double rates that we're hopefully keep up going forward. But yeah, I definitely want to get at least 2 new units on each banner, because otherwise it's like, are you just chasing that one unit? It's 0.5%.
Right. And that is true, Lucy. LFs are also sparkings. That's true. Like, there's a chance that maybe Beerus is the LF, but there's also a chance that he's not the LF.
Yeah, I wonder how they're gonna start incorporating like ultras, like Ultra Gogeta. There wasn't a new character on his banner besides himself, right? Or am I mistaken?
Was just him, and then a couple of the LF units like Gogeta 4 and something else.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm curious if they'll start adding like a new sparking, a new EX on these like ultra banners, or if they're just gonna make them solely exclusive to the fact that it's a new ultra unit. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me at least, when it comes to summoning, because I'm not like a giant whale. I don't summon like if it's something that I need, something for God Key, I'll chase. But I'd say for the most part, I'm not like a big summoner. And when I summon, I'm really focused on, am I summoning for one unit that I specifically need? Or is this a banner where I'm summoning and I have the chance of, maybe I'm going for a single unit, but I still have the chance of getting these other units that would be nice to pull. I think in general, if you're summoning, it's just nicer having a banner where it's like a shotgun approach, where it's like, yeah, I'm going for this, but I still have a chance of getting some other good stuff, Those banners where you're just going after like one specific thing, it just seems like way harder to actually come out happy and get what you want.
Alrighty, and I would say that wraps up the podcast for this week. Thank you for all your questions. Thanks, Ironcane, for being the MC this time again. And with that said, we will be back next week with episode 74, hopefully with some exciting news about new units and the banner and some other stuff that we're getting along the way. Don't forget that the podcast is also going up on YouTube if you're watching on Twitch in about 25 hours from now. Brad knows more about that. And yeah, if you want to rewatch it, make sure to drop us a follow on YouTube and a like on the podcast would be much appreciated. Don't forget to also check out all our creators on Twitch. Sorry, Brad, go ahead.
I was gonna say, always remember too, we all support over to Spotify, Apple Music, pretty much anywhere you find a podcast. So if you just jumped in like the last 10 minutes or whatever else, you can always catch it over there too.
There we go. I'll keep that in mind for next times. Thank you, Brad. And yeah, don't forget to follow all our creators on their Twitter so you can find their YouTube channels, their Twitch channels to support them. And with that said, we'll see you guys next week. We hope you have a good time. Stay safe. Later.
Happy Legends weekend.
Let's go.
Peace.